Hello and welcome to Relaxing Facts. I'm Chad Kay, and today I will be talking about legendary beasts called griffins. Each week, I share interesting stories and little-known facts on a variety of topics, accompanied by gentle, soothing music. My goal is to help you find a sense of calm during your busy day. Feel free to settle into a cozy spot and let yourself be carried away by these relaxing facts. A griffin has the body, tail, and back legs of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. Since the lion was traditionally seen as the king of the beasts and the eagle as the king of the birds, the griffin was considered an especially powerful and majestic creature by the Middle Ages. From ancient times, griffins were known for guarding treasures and other priceless possessions. The idea of the griffin has ancient origins, with griffin-like animals appearing on cylinder seals in Mesopotamia as far back as 3000 BC. In Greek and Roman texts, griffins were associated with the gold deposits of Central Asia. The earliest known classical writings about griffins from the 7th century BC were preserved by later historians. These early descriptions, however, were not very explicit. For instance, being called unbarking hounds of Zeus led some to speculate that they might have been seen as wingless. It wasn't until the 1st century that one writer explicitly stated that griffins were winged and had long ears. Later, another writer claimed that griffins didn't have true bird wings, but rather thin, webbed feet that only allowed them to fly short distances. Over the centuries, the lore surrounding griffins grew. One early writer placed them in Ethiopia, while another from the 5th century BC put them in Greater India. Some scholars have suggested that legends about giant gold-digging ants in India might have influenced the griffin stories. A 7th century scholar in Europe wrote that griffins were great enemies of horses, a notion that may have come from the tradition of horseback riders raiding griffin gold. Griffins are a prominent symbol in both art and literature. Statues and illustrations most often show them with the lion's hindquarters and the forelegs and talons of a bird. Their eagle head is usually depicted with prominent ears that are sometimes feathered or elongated. In heraldry, the study of coats of arms and symbols, griffins are often used to represent important qualities. They are typically shown with the back half of a lion and the front half of an eagle, complete with an eagle's head, feathered chest, and sharp claws. This powerful combination was meant to symbolize strength, military courage, and leadership. Over time, the griffin also became a symbol of divine power and protection. There are some specific rules for how griffins are shown in heraldry. In one particular style, a griffin is never depicted with its wings closed. It's also given a unique name for its pose. While a lion standing on its hind legs is called rampant, a griffin in the same pose is called sergeant. There's even a special, more rare type of griffin in the same heraldic tradition called a male griffin, or kithong. Unlike the more common winged griffin, this version has no wings and is covered in tufts of spikes. It also has a small tusk on its forehead, similar to a unicorn. The griffin has been used as a symbol for many different groups throughout history. When one major city became a sea power, it adopted griffins as part of its coat of arms. Today, a red griffin is still the symbol for a certain administrative region in Germany, and is also part of the coat of arms for a German state. In the Christian era, the griffin came to symbolize divine power and a guardian of the divine. In a famous epic poem, a griffin pulls a chariot in earthly paradise, and another epic poet used the creature as an allusion to a fallen angel. A 14th century traveler wrote a vivid description of griffins, claiming they were much larger and stronger than lions and eagles. He wrote that a griffin could carry a horse or 2 oxen to its nest, and that people would make drinking cups from their claws and bows from their ribs and wing feathers. Griffins are also a key part of heraldry, where they are usually shown with a lion's rear body and an eagle's head with prominent ears, a feathered chest, and eagle-like forelegs. They symbolize strength, military courage, and leadership. In British heraldry, a rare wingless version called the male griffin, or keithong, sometimes appears. The griffin remains a powerful symbol today, with bronze castings of them perched on the roof of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, seemingly guarding its collection. While griffins are now considered mythical, there's a fascinating theory about their possible real-world inspiration. A classical folklorist speculates that the ancient Greeks' ideas about griffins might have been influenced by dinosaur fossils. She suggests that ancient nomadic gold prospectors in Central Asia may have come across the fossilized remains of beaked dinosaurs like Protoceratops. These dinosaurs had features that could have been misinterpreted as a part bird, part mammal creature, such as a beak, a bony frill that could be mistaken for large ears, and an elongated shoulder blade that might have suggested wings. The fact that the griffins were said to lay eggs in nests and live in the desert further supports the idea that the myth could have been born from observing these fossils. However, not everyone agrees with this hypothesis. Some paleontologists argue that the anatomical features of griffins in Greek art are clearly based on living animals like lions and eagles, and that there are no details that can only be explained by the fossil theory. They point out that Greek accounts describe griffins as living creatures, not ancient skeletons. And that brings us to the end of this week's talk about griffins. If you liked this episode of Relaxing Facts, I would love for you to subscribe or leave a comment. I hope you have a fantastic day, whether you are taking a moment to unwind or simply enjoying some calming listening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Chad K, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.